When you say Vegas, you're saying love. You're saying diamond rings and all the things that little girls dream of.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Wedding Crasher, #Wedding Crasher on Broadway.com. I am Brynn O'Malley. I play Betsy Nolan in a musical that has started previews on Broadway called Honeymoon in Vegas. Also starring David Joseph as
Buddy Rocky and Roy Bacon.
Oh, I should actually qualify. I'm playing Betsy Nolan and Donna Corman officially, if we're trying to be official about our dual roles in the show, right?
Yeah, I mean you should.
We should be saying that.
Yeah, we should say all of that.
Yeah.
I'm also playing.
You play other roles?
Backstage. I don't know.
Ew.
I don't know what that means.
I made Joe Burke. That's what we call you, Joe Burke.
Joe Burke.
How did that start?
People were lazy and they didn't want to say Joseph Spurr.
Yeah, so we just combine it. It's a lot. It's a mouthful. Anyway, welcome to episode 4 of #Wedding Crasher. We have a lot to get through this week. We start previews on this week's episode. We have our Gypsy run in this week's episode. We show you our first rehearsal with the full orchestra on stage, which is very exciting.
Oh, it's super exciting.
Some stressful rehearsal moments backstage with some people. We show you a little bit of what we do to pass the time during tech, because our tech period is done now, so now we are just in rehearsals with previews in the evening. What else do we show? I don't know, some other fun surprises. Oh, we also have, I'm sorry, I buried the lead. We have an interview with Tony Danza.
Who?
Tony Danza, the boss.
This is going to be a good episode.
It's going to be a good episode. So watch till the end. Continue to tweet questions. I'm going to say this week, don't tweet me questions because I have so many for me that I'm still working my way through. If you have any questions for other people in the company, tweet those in because I'm happy to run around and point a camera at them. I'm going to try to get through a few questions for me today. Joe Burke here is going to help me get through it. Thank you.
So I can read. Yeah.
You feel good about it?
I do. Do you
right
feel
there?
good about it? Yeah. Right in the mask. When I warm up, it's look at this thing, it's big. How many times am I going to say this on
a
this
lot,
thing? Yeah.
a lot. So my Twitter handle, @Brynn O'Malley, include the # Wedding Crasher. This is the part where I spell.
Go ahead.
You're familiar because you've watched every episode like 6 times, right?
I have.
Thank you. And @BroadwayCom, @Honeymoon, B-Way, B-W-A, what?
Why?
All right, let's get to some questions.
All right, I'm going to be reading the questions today. Ready?
Yeah.
@Brynn O'Malley.
Oh boy.
How Marfy times? It says how Marfy. You see
Does
that?
it really?
How Marf? Oh no, it's, you know what? Your computer's dirty.
I know.
How many times have you been mistaken for Katy Perry? Ha ha. Wink.
You have to include who asked the question.
Felicia @BWayBaby0901.
There you go. Felicia. Every goddamn day of my life for the last 7 years.
Who is Katy Perry?
She's a
baby, you're a firework. I practiced that before.
Thank you. Did you practice that before?
You want me to practice it more?
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're back from break. We are back. Can we have Catherine? Sorry, not Catherine. Can we have George, Tracy, David, Tony, Rob, and Brynn to the stage, please? George, Tracy,
We'll be
David,
back.
Tony, Rob.
And we're back. All right. So yeah, what did we do? The Katy Perry question. Thank you so much, Felicia. Yes, Katy Perry actually told me that we look alike. So I feel like that's a good verification that it's the real thing.
I thought before I knew you, I was like, that's Katy Perry.
Ooh, that's weird.
Okay, should we go to the next question?
It's awkward now. All right, go ahead.
This next question's from Aaron Bettman. Aaron_Bettman. Okay, @Brynn O'Malley. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Did the Newsies leave you anything in the Nederlander?
Did it leave you anything at the Nederlander?
I was hoping that you didn't say that, but just our dressing room and the man stench of splits. All I'm gonna say. We have a lot of candles and window opening.
You share a dressing room with Matt Saldivar.
Yes, Matt Saldivar, who plays Johnny Sandwich.
This is, I think the camera's crooked.
I know, I'm barely in it.
Well, yeah, you're not, first of all, you're not in it, but second of all, I think it's crooked. Sorry, everyone.
No, it looks like my head's to the side. What the? Oh,
Oh, that's
my
weird.
head's to the side.
Yeah.
So what did they leave you?
Well, I have Corey Cott's old dressing room. Corey Cott left me a pair of gym shorts, and the cabinet underneath my sink was completely full of stuff, including roach spray, which I weirdly was grateful for because that was a nice warning for me moving into this room to sort of keep the food off the floor.
Things off the floor.
Yeah, very helpful. Anyway, thanks, Corey.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, this next question, this is strange. I saw this, and I don't even know if you noticed. This next person is Kathy Perry.
Oh, yes. Kathy Perry. At KR Perry 2.
Yeah, not Katy Perry, Kathy Perry.
Not Katy Perry.
Okay, her question is, just watching the movie Honeymoon in Vegas, does your show have flying Elvises?
Kathy got right on it watching that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, like the second it came out. She just waited 20 years and...
Yeah, right on it.
Stopped right
What's this brand new film?
She thought about it. She waited for DVDs to be invented. She signed up for a Netflix account.
Yeah, but she actually, I think she watched it on the videotape. That's the thing that we used to, I don't know. We used to watch that.
Laserdisc.
So answer the question.
Well, yeah. And this one right here plays the leader of the Flying Elvises.
Roy Bacon.
Boy, do we have Flying Elvises.
Yes.
And there is a little bit of flying, and there is a lot of dancing, and there is some seriously intense Elvis costumes.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And as you will see a little bit on this episode, and when you come see the show, the Elvis costumes have really been juiced up since the paper mill production, and now they're really spectacular.
Spectacularly juiced up.
Spectacularly juiced up.
All right.
That's our new tagline for our show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Want me to do the next question?
Yeah, let's do this question.
All right, next question from the Theater Life at theater_5_life. Hi, at Brynn O'Malley.
Hi! Hi, Theater Life.
I loved you and Annie and can't
Thanks.
wait to see the show.
Thanks.
Would you consider going blonde in real life?
Sure. Yeah, that's not the most interesting question, but yeah, most interesting answer, I guess is what I meant. But
Oh,
I think
ow,
I would.
I mean-
I know, I didn't mean that to come out
The
like
Theater
that.
Life, what's that?
Theater Life, theater life, what are your hobbies? What do you do for fun? Yeah, I would, I absolutely would. I don't know if I want to pay for it, because I feel like that's a lot of upkeep, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
But yeah, I would. I've worn a couple blonde wigs before, and I like
looks
them.
great as a
Nice.
blonde.
Tracy Beezer, if you're here, please come to the stage management office.
Gotta go, guys.
Tracy, if you're still
You're
here,
not.
come to the stage management.
I'm not Tracy Beezer.
Yeah. Tracy's in trouble.
When you have to be called down there, you probably are getting your dinner.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Let's do those last two.
Let's do another one for the Theater Life. At Theater, I already told you what that is.
Theater Life, asking
Okay.
good questions.
Brynn O'Malley, what was the last Broadway show you saw that really impressed or inspired you?
The Bridges of Madison County.
You know what's funny?
Was that going to be your answer?
I was going to
too?
have to say that too. I mean, these questions aren't for me.
No, but I
My
want to know what
name's
your
not
answer
Brynn
is.
O'Malley. That's the last show that I saw.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids, so I don't get out to the theater much.
Excuses.
And Jason conducted that night.
You were at that one?
Yeah.
I saw Bridges of Madison County 3 times, and I almost went a 4th time, and it was
Oh, yeah, that was the night.
And
Yeah.
my only regret after that show closed was that I didn't go on that night.
That was
I wish I'd been to that
the
one.
best night.
Yeah.
I missed my train back to New Jersey because
were
all the
weeping.
extra applause.
You were weeping in your seat.
And I was weeping in my seat.
Yeah. It was a great show.
Performances, everyone was great.
Everything about it was really great.
And Found is a show that I saw too off Broadway.
I wish I'd seen that. I
That's
haven't seen it.
great.
Yeah. I'm going to live in deep regret that I didn't see that before we got into previews.
I bet you'll see it again.
I think so too. That's what I'm hearing. That was kind of half the reason why Nate thought it would be okay if I
Yeah.
put it off.
It'll be good.
Bad example, Brynn. All right, let's do the last one.
Last one, Sarah Elizabeth at SE_Wasserman. Brynn O'Malley, what is your favorite costume in the show?
Perfect. This one. This is the worst answer, I think. Really, I'm sure you would want me to say something more interesting, but this is my favorite because I wear a lot of bathing suits in the show.
Yeah.
And tight costumes and really strange onesies, and I love this one because it happens in Act 2 and it's really baggy and loose and it's made of cotton and nothing about it is binding.
I like this one.
So anyway, that's my favorite one because it's baggy and I feel like I get to take a deep breath during the show and I can let my stomach hang out. Anyway, thanks for the questions, guys. Keep questions coming for other people in the company maybe this week, and then I'll keep trying to finish up the ones that I already have. Thank you so much, Joe, for
Thank you for
helping me,
having
and I
me.
really appreciate it. You're a prince.
Hey, thank you.
This
You're the
guy's
best.
really good in the show. I can't wait for you to see him in both parts.
Her too.
Love you.
We love each
We're
other.
so gross. Okay, thanks, guys. Second to last day of tech.
orchestra has joined us today for the first time.
House actors in this part of the troupe want to say hello to this part of the troupe. I speak for all of us when I say now we feel whole.
Appreciating now the weird door thing because I can keep it open with a stopper.
Brynn doesn't know that I've already taken this and turned it on. I sort of hijacked the camera while she wasn't looking. But what's happening is that we're hanging out in the dressing room with Nancy Opal and Brynn, and we're on a 10, and Betsy's getting married. Betsy's getting married. Jack is getting married. Tony Danza's getting married.
Jack is getting married.
Oh, that sounds scary for the people at home.
Are you really doing
sorry.
it? You're not going to really put that on and make it
He just did it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Rob, really.
It's too late, and we're not
What's the
allowed to
matter?
edit.
What's the matter? You think it's not classy like you?
Well, I just think that you know other people are going to see this, and they don't want to see you, doing that face into the camera.
That face.
I make faces for a living.
Gents, George Merrick, David Josephsberg, how goes it? We're on a 10-minute break from rehearsal right now, before our second preview this evening.
Yeah.
And I just thought we might show what most of us like to do to pass the time on our breaks during tech rehearsal.
Check it out.
Would you like to take us in?
I like to lose.
Lose what, George?
RBI baseball.
The best game
Brynn, what
ever.
month were you born?
Yes.
I was born in December.
Your elf name is Nipper
Nipple?
Twinkle Toes.
Edit.
Nipper twinkle.
Nipper Twinkle Toes.
Wow.
Better pronounce that P.
Hey. Look at these guys. This is Rob's game. This is old school Nintendo and OG. We are really playing this at every moment we get.
Every single moment. This is, again, Rob McClure's dressing room, and Rob went and bought on Craigslist this old-ass tube TV so that he could set up his NES.
And why do I need a tube TV? Because the light gun won't work on a flat screen. How are we supposed to play Duck
I know.
Hunt?
You don't know that?
I mean,
David Josephsberg just actually no-hit my team, and then
That's-
he was classy about it and made me feel bad about it afterwards.
oh, that's really nice of
Not,
you. Or
we
not
played
nice
a
of you.
game. and
No,
he
we
didn't-
played it was Mercy Ruled.
Yeah, he was also mercy ruled, and he got no hits.
I actually did get a hit. Technically, I did get a hit because I got thrown out at second base, which is considered.
You know what?
And-
This is a real exciting. This is probably. Really
I just want to be
exciting.
clear about one thing. You guys are adults and you have children.
I do. Oh yeah, he does too. Does my
yeah.
nose look giant from this close?
Objects are larger than they appear.
Hey, can you? No, I won't say it.
What's over your left shoulder, Joburg, or his right shoulder?
Oh, look.
Who is that?
Oh,
What is that?
you're welcome, Broadway.com.
that is so
You
That is
welcome.
Kim Kardashian.
All right, so here we have Al Guerzon practicing your lights on your suit, but not in the suit yet.
Right. So we have, I do a flip and, oh, see that's wrong. I do a flip and until you feel that higher love. All right, and then I do a roll, man and a man. If you can't feel the higher, off, jump, jump. At the very end of the number, it's man and a man and a man and a man and a man. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, until you feel that. Boom, jump, jump. That's like Christmas. That's like NASA.
And you're rehearsing that because you have to do that while you're dancing the hardest number in the show.
Yes.
So you're getting it together.
That's right.
Way to practice, man. Way to
This
be on
is
top of it.
Broadway.
I love you. Okay, guys, it's the first preview. First preview. Honeymoon in Vegas. First preview.
Come over here. There we go. Get over here. Get in here, Erica.
Okay.
Okay,
Right
ready?
up the picture.
Brynn, you've never been.
What did your father used to say, Tony?
My father used to say,
There we go.
savor the veal.
Savor the
And if you don't eat veal, I'm sorry. than shaving the chicken. All right?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, what's happening?
Look who I'm sitting next to. The man, the myth, the legend,
Yeah.
Mr. Tony Danza, the boss himself.
Hey,
Welcome,
what's happening,
Tony Danza,
everybody? Thank you, Brynn.
to
Thank you.
hashtag Wedding Crash.
Nice to be here.
Tony is sporting an awesome hat today.
Yeah, see, you know it's cold, and I got hat hair, so you know that's why I got.
Which is adorable.
It's like
Sexy
holy
hat.
mackerel. So okay, you gotta put up with a hat.
All right, once again, we are trying to fit in an interview on a 10-minute break, so we'll just get right to it. Tony Danza.
Yes.
Brian W. Haven at BW Haven. He asks, another fabulous vlog for Honeymoon Broadway. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
For you and Tony Danza, I'm going to let you answer this one.
Go ahead.
What's been your favorite role?
Well, I have to tell you, I mean, I've had a bunch of stuff that worked really well, and Who's the Boss and Taxi, of course, but I really mean it, and I know it sounds self-serving now, but this particular part is something I've dreamed about my whole life. It's first of all, it's this really cool guy, but he's a singer, a dancer, a ukulele player.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things, so I'm very excited about this particular role.
Yeah, and it's really like a role that's been kind of created around and for you.
Well, what's
So
interesting
that's
is it wasn't. That's
you're
what's
right,
crazy.
it actually wasn't, was
This
it?
thing precedes me by 7 years. I got in on the, into producing this and doing this 4 years ago.
Only 4 years ago.
And they've been doing this for 11 years.
Right, just like Nancy Obel, in my mind, because you guys are so just these parts now, I can't imagine it ever not being you.
I just love it. And that's why I think this may be the part that I've been,
The part.
You're dreaming of.
Yeah.
First of all, last night, I tap danced on Broadway.
Last night was our first preview of Tony Danza tap dance on Broadway, and he killed it.
I just tap danced on Broadway. It's unbelievable.
All right.
Thanks for the question, by the way.
Felicia at bwaybaby0901, I don't know, _2, I don't know. No, yeah, that's it. What's your favorite episode of Who's the Boss?
My favorite episode of Who's the Boss? Well, there's a lot of shows. The one we dedicated one to my father who had passed away. Where I play an old man who puts bottle caps on his shoes to tap dance. But I think one of my all-time favorites is Sam's Car, where I buy Alyssa Milano, who played Sam. I get her first car, and I buy her a giant '98 Olds, and it's yellow, and I put tires on it and big lights because I want her to be safe. But yeah, I think that's one of my favorites. But there's 200 episodes and. I'm proud.
200 episodes.
199 actually.
Well, you got to go back and do one more.
Yeah, I think so. The lost episode.
Set up your vacation from Honeymoon to Vegas. Shoot one more episode. Just
I don't want a vacation from Honeymoon to Vegas. I just want to be
any of us
here.
do, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're really just having so much fun, and she's wonderful. Where do you see her? Unbelievable. No.
The show feels like a vacation.
It feels like fun. That's
it really is fun.
Can't wait to play it tonight.
I know, me too. I did wake up this morning, and it's a rare thing when you go like, I get to do the show today. And even worse, even more gross, I was like, I get to go to rehearsal.
Oh yeah, how about rehearsal first? Then you're happy. That's crazy.
Oh, it's great. We're lucky people. Okay, Danielle Bellis something. Okay,
Italian?
something. Yeah, maybe you can
Is
say
it
it.
in a vowel?
Yeah.
No, Bellisle. No, Belial.
Oh my God, we're idiots, right? Because that's probably Belial. Hey Danielle. She says, hey Tony.
Hey.
If you could pick any musical to perform in with your Don John son, Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Wow.
JGL, what would it be and why?
Well, interestingly, Joseph Gordon-Levitt would be a good Jack in this
You're
show.
so right.
He'd be a good Jack, yeah. So you don't have to look far, and I know, again, I'm stuck on the show. I have what's called honeymoon fever. So that means, like, if you go to see a show, any show you go see, it's like you go, oh, this is really good. But if they think this is good, wait till they see, So this is where I'm at right now. So right now, I'd have to pick me and Joseph doing this.
Yeah, I mean, since you're never leaving the show, as you've stated.
Right, he may come take over for Joe.
Maybe like Rob will take like a vacation or something, and we can bring in Jogo Lev.
By the way, I don't ever want to give up Rob. Because I told him, I want you to know something. Brynn, when he was cast, I was working and we read together, And when we got him, I said to him, I'm riding you all the way to the promised land. That's how I feel about Rob.
That's how I feel about Rob too. He's got a lot of people riding his coattails.
That's right. We're rolling over with Rob.
Okay. Oh gosh, I will have to go back later and get the name of the person who tweeted this because I didn't copy it correctly on my phone. But this lovely person asked, Tony Danza, what was your favorite / most memorable day during Honeymoon's rehearsal process?
I guess, you
Or
know.
even give me your, a couple that come to mind.
Well, first of all, we did this in, I mentioned the tap dancing before. We did this at the paper mill in New Jersey. And in that incarnation, it was a soft shoe. I didn't have tap shoes on. I think the big thing was they gave me tap shoes and said, knock yourself out. So that's probably the day that sticks in my mind. But the whole process has just been so wonderful. I mean, my father used to say something when I was a kid, Brynn. He used to say, if you got the goods, you're probably going to be okay. And we really feel like we've got the goods. And so that, when you feel that way about something and everybody's so gung-ho and ready to try it, and we have kids, people in the ensemble here, am I right? That will jump off you tell them, jump off the roof and roll and then land on your feet. And then you say, okay, fine, for the show we'll do it. So it's really been just a labor of love.
Labor of love.
A labor of love.
That's our final question for Tony Danza, but I would just like to say...
See my hair one more time?
One more time. I would just like to say on camera that I've done Broadway shows with people that have been brought in from more of the world of TV and film, and that's not saying that that's all you do, because you've done other Broadway shows and you're a theater guy. But it's true. We don't ever really get this lucky. Talent and ability aside, you're such a great team leader for us, and you really set the standard for it's the most uncynical group of people, and that's led by you. And you're so positive, and you're such a cheerleader for the show, and I always say it's like you're a bully for good.
I mean, I haven't believed in something like this in a long time.
Yeah.
I really mean it. And, and what you do is, when you have a long career, you look back at the things that worked and the things that didn't work, and usually the things that worked have a lot of factors that somehow fell into place. And that's how this feels. You coming on, remember, we did this with other people, and you coming on, and Rob coming on, and this theater coming together. I mean, there's just so many. I'll give you one last little bit of serendipity. 31 years ago, I took my first tap dance lesson from a guy named Pat Rico. He's not around anymore, but 3 of the breaks that I'm doing in this routine were taught to me by him. So I'm bringing Pat Rico onto the stage in Broadway with me, so that's very exciting.
I love it. I love you. Thank you so much, Tony.
My pleasure. Yo!
What a week! Right? What a week! First preview. Guys, Honeymoon in Vegas is playing on Broadway right now. Get a ticket to see the show now, today. Go to the box office, go online, get a ticket to see the show right now, tonight. Go tonight. Go now, because soon the word's gonna get out that the show's really awesome. People are literally dancing in the aisles at the curtain call, I'm not kidding. And the word's gonna get out and you're not gonna be able to get a ticket anymore. So you might as well just come now while we're in previews. We're ready for you. We are super ready for you. Come see our show. Simone Camion, I believe that's how she says her name, was the person who provided the Twitter question for Tony Danza that I didn't have in the moment. And I'm sorry, Simone. You are my new best friend. Does that make up for it? Lifelong friendship with me? Is that good enough for getting your name at this time? That seems like a fair trade. Okay, so tweet me questions for other cast members, not just me. Let's open it up, guys. Let's open it up. I have notes written of things to remember to say at the end of this. Hey, I think that's it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, I buried the lead. Guess what? I emailed Jason Robert Brown and asked him if we could interview him for the vlog for next week, and he didn't email me back today because he's busy opening a Broadway show, and there's like a big parade concert happening soon, which is awesome. I love that show. I'm obsessed with that show. You should be obsessed with that show. So I am not going to wait for him to email me back, and I'm just going to say we're interviewing Jason Robert Brown next week. I hope he's on board. So, tweet me your questions for Jason Robert Brown. Come on, guys. This is your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to ask him anything. We'll do about a 10, 15-minute interview, just like we did with Tony, so we'll pick the best questions. So think of good ones. Send them in at Brynn O'Malley, at BroadwayCom, hashtag Wedding Crasher, at Honeymoon. B-Way. I'm getting so good at spelling. I love you guys. Send me those questions. I'm gonna fight for these old hills of Georgia.